Hey everyone, welcome to the series. I am absolutely pumped to kick off this comprehensive explainer today. We are embarking on a journey that's going to take you from absolute zero to absolute expert on Python data types. Whether you're literally just starting out or you've been coding for a bit and really want to solidify that foundational knowledge, you are in exactly the right place. We've got a lot of ground to cover, but we've structured this to be incredibly clear, visual, and engaging. So, let's just dive right in.
So, here's our expedition map for today. We'll start with a quick welcome, then we'll look at exactly why data types matter. After that, we'll map out your complete learning roadmap, check out some core concepts and flashcards, and finally get you totally ready for episode 1.
All right, part 1, why data types matter, or as I like to call it, the secret blueprint.
Now, I know what you might be thinking. Aren't data types just dry, boring theory? Well, actually, no. Mastering them is kind of your secret developer's superpower. First off, they determine what operations are legal. I mean, try adding a string to an integer and Python will very quickly remind you who's in charge, right? Second, choosing the wrong type is exactly what causes those subtle, pulling your hair out bugs that just quietly corrupt your data behind the scenes. Third, data types actually control data sharing through mutability, which totally changes how functions modify data globally. And finally, the big one. Performance. Swapping a list for a set when you're doing heavy lookups, that can literally take a script from running for hours down to just seconds. So yeah, this stuff absolutely matters. Moving right along to part 2, your complete learning roadmap. This is our zero to expert progression. We've meticulously mapped out a 20-part expedition for you here. And the best part? We're tackling exactly one concept per explainer. No massive, overwhelming hour-long lectures, just focused, bite-sized lessons so you can take immediate action. We're kicking things off with the absolute foundational DNA of Python. Episode 1 is all about objects and identity, really digging into id, type, and value. Then, Episode 2 jumps into arguably the most crucial concept in the entire language, mutability. Trust me, really understanding the difference between mutable and immutable right off the bat is going to save you countless headaches later on. Once we've got that foundation, we move into the basic building blocks. Episode 3 handles integers and operators, so arithmetic, floor division, exponentiation, the works. A little further down the line in Episode 6, we'll dive into string basics. You'll see how to create, concatenate, and really master those beautiful f-strings. I mean, these are literally the everyday tools you're going to use in pretty much every single script you write. From there, we definitely step it up into more advanced territory. By Episode 11, we're mastering lists, getting deep into mutable sequences and index slicing. And then, Episode 16 is where we crack open dictionaries. We'll focus heavily on key value pairs and safe retrieval methods like using .get. So as you can see, we start simple and we build up that complexity together. And then we hit the absolute peak of the journey in Episode 18. This is the really fun stuff. We're going to explore the specialized tools living in the collections module. We're talking named tuple, counter, defaultic, deque. Honestly, when you start naturally reaching for these tools instead of just defaulting to basic lists and dicts, well, that's exactly when you know you've leveled up from a beginner to a true Python pro. But wait, we're not just going to leave you hanging once the main learning is done. Episode 19 is designed to be your ultimate quick reference guide. We're taking everything we've learned and compiling it into one massive cheat sheet. It's going to be absolutely perfect for targeted revision, like right before a coding interview or a major computer science exam. Okay, part 3, core concepts and flashcards. This is all about locking in that knowledge. So how are we going to ensure all this actually sticks in your brain? Well, we'll be using real code examples, pointing out common anti-patterns, and doing these active recall flashcards. Take a look at this one, for instance. It highlights the fundamental behavioral difference between mutable and immutable types. Mutable objects, things like lists and dicts, they can be changed right there in place. But immutable objects, like integers and strings, they actually create a totally new object in memory for every single modification you make. Just grasping this one comparison alone is a huge level up for your code. Let's actually test out this flashcard system right now. Here's a direct question straight from our source material, and it's something you absolutely need to know. Ask yourself, what 3 properties does every Python object have? Take a second. Do you know the answer?
All right, here's your answer. Every single object in Python has an identity, which you can check using the ID function. It has a type, checked with the type function, and of course, it has a value. You got to remember, in Python, literally everything is an object. Every single number, string, list, or function is an instance of a class stored somewhere in your machine's memory. That's exactly the kind of crystal clear definition we're going to be locking in throughout the series.
Let's try just one more vital flashcard to keep those gears turning. Earlier, we talked about how crucial mutability is, right? So, practically speaking, how do you actually verify if a type is mutable when you're writing code?
And the answer is brilliantly simple. You just use that built-in ID function. You check the ID of your object, you do some sort of operation on it, and then you check the ID again. If the idea stays exactly the same, boom, congratulations, the type is mutable. It changed in place. But if that ID changed, it means a brand new object was created, so your original type is immutable. This isn't just dry theory, guys. It's a super practical diagnostic tool you can and should use every single day.
Which brings us to part 4. Ready for episode 1? The adventure officially begins.
You've seen the roadmap, you just crushed those flashcards, so here's our highly recommended game plan for this series to make sure you get the absolute most out of it. Step 1. Watch the explainers in sequential order for your first time through, just because the concepts really do build on top of each other. Step 2. Feel free to jump back to individual episodes for targeted revision anytime you get stuck on a project. And step 3. Definitely keep that episode 19 cheat sheet handy before any big exam or technical interview. Stick to this strategy and I promise your retention is going to be off the charts.
So your next mission is crystal clear. Dive straight into episode 1 where we are fully unpacking objects and identity. We're going to pull back the curtain and look at how Python truly views your data behind the scenes. Think about it. If absolutely everything in Python is an object, then what exactly is an object anyway? And how is it secretly managing your computer's memory while you type? You'll have to jump into the next explainer to find out. I'll see you over there.